Hello again, another video, same saga. I'm still doing the e30. I've got a week and a bit. I've taken the day off work today to push on. There's not a great deal left to do. It's about 11 o'clock now, so I'll start this morning. I'll show you what's been going on. Fuel pipes, these original ones went to the fuel rail on the Cosworth, so I've got them. These are the original pipes that used to run down the back of the block and come out at the bottom, but you know, it was too hard to get to. I've connected them up. I've tried the fuel pump and that's working fine. I'm just tightening these up at the moment, so the top half of the manifold's gone. The wiring, the connector that normally goes here, oh no, here it is there. That's the bit that normally goes on the e30 on the body. No, on the e36. I took it off the convertible, so it's just connecting on. These are the only two wires I believe I need. Green is the main feed for the ignition to turn it all on, and this one is for the rev counter, so I don't really need that one. And then on the loom, you've got a power feed, and there's an earth there. So in theory, the starter's connected directly to a switch, and because the dash is all different and there's no cluster, the alternator light is going straight to a light on the dash as well. So fingers crossed. I've joined this to the breather. I think that's where it goes. I think the old car, it went to a tank, a breather tank. When I put I've got a new boot to go on here that connects up to that, and these go onto the throttle position sensor, and that's a throttle position sensor. That's something to do with the flapper motor, I think. I'm not sure. And there's a plug to go in that. I'm not sure what that does. I think that's, I don't know. So I'm just going to plug everything in. Then I've got to sort the exhaust out, because I've got the manifold and I've got the system, but they don't quite join together. So I've got to make a reducer, because the system's a lot bigger than the manifold is. And then make sure everything's out of the way, and then try and start it up. Fingers crossed. If it starts, I'm just hoping the engine's going to be all right. But we shall see shortly. I'm not going to bother videoing me putting bits and pieces on the engine, because it's I don't think anyone's interested in that. We're about an hour further into it than we were before. It's all these little jobs that are taking longer than you'd expect them to. What I've done is the main connector that usually sits about here, there's a fuse board here, and they have the connector on the front that joins the engine loom to the car loom. I've put inside the car, because there's only a couple of wires that need connecting. Well, I'm hoping there's only a couple. So I might as well do that in the car with the power feed for the loom and the earth. I've put some brackets on the coil pack just to support the coil. Obviously I'll tidy all these bits up. I haven't connected the horn up or anything like that. I'm not worried about that at the moment. These will get tied up. What I want to do is get it to a stage where it's ready to fire up. Then I can fire it up, let it run for a bit, check everything's all right. The throttle cable at the moment is just going into the cabin. I can always pull that. It's the standard m44 throttle cable. There doesn't seem to be a hole on the driver's side where the throttle cable should come out, so I'll see what I can do. I've got the cover, a cover that goes over here. I'll have to cut a hole out for the wires to go through. I'll have to make sure I cable tie them all tight, otherwise I'll put the windscreen wipers on and it will just cut everything up and end in a disaster. I got a bit confused as to what that was for. I thought I need to join it up to something, but it's the servo feed, and I don't have a servo. That's this side on these, isn't it?
Sorry, I don't know any facts about surveys.
I normally have the radio on, but I can't do it with the YouTube because it's copyright infringement, so I have to turn it off whenever I'm filming. Right, so I'm going to get inside the car now. No, I might make the exhaust actually, because work inside the car I can do in the evenings. Making the exhaust is going to be noisy and I have to weld bits, so I might as well get that done. And then I can wire it up inside. That shouldn't take long to do, and then see if it fires up. I'm hoping it does, and I'm hoping the engine sounds all right. We should find out shortly. Right, I'm under the car now. I've just put the downpipe on. The Lambda sensor is different connector to the one that's on the loom. I had the one off this car, but the threads were stripped totally. So I've probably got another one somewhere. I'll have a look, but I don't think I need it. I don't think it does a great deal. I mean, it'd be better with it. So the back box has been, I've got the strap on that's holding it up, and I've just got the gearbox jack holding it up in the middle. We're close, so I've just got to make an adapter. The back bit is a lot wider than the front bit. Unfortunately, I still have a bit of wood and an axle stand holding the gearbox up. I ordered a gearbox mount a long time ago now. It is taking, I'll have to find out what's going on, but that's eBay for you. If I get this all up and running, I'm gonna have to, I'll just make a steel bracket. I've got, yeah, there's sliding bolts. There's another pair there, so I can put them in that side, and then make a steel bracket that goes over and strengthen it. And I probably would have been, well, you know, it makes sense rather than waiting around for the next one. It's not going to take too long to make one. And I've got the rubber, that one snapped. I've got the rubber mounts. Let's go on these. It'll just be easier with the e30 one, because at least you know it'll be in the right height then. But I did work this out as to the angle of the prop shafts, but I can always check them afterwards. Right, waffling again. Here we go. Let's get this exhaust sorted out. Right, I found this piece. That's a reducer, and it fitted. So it's not ideal, but I just want to get it started. Once I get it started, then I can weld it and do a proper joint. That's propped up at the back on the bits of wood. Yeah, it's pretty solid. So at the moment, I'll put another bolt on where the manifold joins to the downpipe, and I think I'm ready to try starting up. I'm not expecting it to start. Through experience, it's not very often that it runs without a hitch, but there's going to be something I haven't done. Oh, I've got to wire it up here. I've got to do the wires. Let me get into, I'll do that. I'll put this extra bolt in and then get the wiring sorted out. Right, I've done the exhaust. I've wired up, well, I've temporarily wired up the ECU. I've got an earth on it. That's the main power feed. I've got one from the ignition. I haven't wired up the rev counter because there isn't one yet. So I genuinely haven't tried starting it. I'm not expecting it to start, but why not? Let's give it a go. So ignition on, well, main power on, lift pump. That's filling the swell pot. That's a high pressure pump. And neutral. Yeah. Not sounding very like it's trying to go even. Right, I'm going to go and check for leaks now. Yeah, well, it's the basic things, isn't it, that that can get you. I'm not saying this is the only problem, but where are we? There. lack of ECU on the connector plug. So I did actually find it over the weekend while I was looking for the starter motor. So I'll plug that in and we'll give it another go. Here's the ECU. Not sure what that is. Nothing important, I hope. Yes, that's from the blue m44 I did quite a while ago. This funny enough, Ender from N-Tunes just messaged me saying that my other one is ready now, because I was getting a bit worried I wouldn't be able to find this one. Right, I'm going to plug this in and then we'll give it another go. Right, that's it plugged in now. So that's for the fuel pump. Down things. Lift pump, high pressure. Right. Still nothing. Oh, that's promising. Now I have the throttle cable in here somewhere. Yeah. Right, I don't know if I'll be able to do this holding the phone and pressing the button. We're on. That's the light falling off. Right, I'm going to turn it on now, check the leads. Well, that's started, that's something. I've checked the oil, checked the water, topped it all up. Obviously, as the engine goes round, it fills up all the space it needs to go. Can't smell fuel any more than you do normally in a car with braided hoses. Yeah, I think I'm just going to fire it up and let it warm up for a bit and then get it up to temperature, and then hopefully it'll start running better. It's got no air filter on it at the moment. I don't think that should affect it too much because it's still got the air mass sensor. Yeah, let's give it another go. So it's all a bit temporary at the moment. Sounds a bit better. power steering. Need to check the fluid in that as well. Now I have got a temp gauge. I use the original one from the car, so I'm guessing that'll be it when it starts warming up a bit. But I want to turn it off. Oh, didn't think that would work. Don't know why that's still on. Yeah, I want to check the power steering fluid. That was the power steering fluid was low, so let's fire up again. Oh, water temp's going up. Well, I know that works then. The fan's not connected because it was running off the ECU before, so I have to find out where this is going to and connect it up to, yeah, the fan is wired up in the engine bay. That sounds better. That's the purple tack rack. Still seems a lot of turns. So, 1, 2, 3. I normally use the m44 non-assist power steering rack, the one with the power steering column. So I'll just let it get up to about 70 degrees. I'll have a look and see where the fan wiring is while I'm letting it warm up. Well, that's it running off. This is a C101 plug. This is a bit I got off an e30, so I could plug the engine. No, it's an e36 one, so I could plug the loom into it. I've got one wire. That wire will be for the black wire will be for the rev counter, but I actually haven't got one at the moment. Yeah, one wire for the ignition, and there's a power feed for the engine loom and an earth. And the starter was wired separately, and the only other thing was the light that comes on for the alternator, the red light, which is that one, I'm thinking. See if it goes out. I just want to start it again. Yeah, I'm chuffed to bits. Really chuffed. Just got to sort all this mess out now. I mean, now I know where everything goes. There's a fan switch up here, which doesn't do anything. So I found this relay. I went back from the relay. I made the ignition on for some reason. That's interesting. Nothing. Oh, maybe I need a fan switch on. Ah, that is very handy. So that means it'll work off the switch. Yeah, I just need to earth that, and I've got a fan that works. That's really cool. Right, I'm gonna leave it run now, and then try the fan out, see if it cools it down. Chuffed a bit, so I think that's it for this video. I was worried that it wouldn't start, or it was gonna be rough, or there'd be other problems, but yeah. See you next time.